Okay, good morning. Thanks for joining. Can you hear me, everyone?
Can.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, can, Dr. Teh.
Okay, thank you. I will start. It will take less than 1 hour to finish. Um, Thank you for attending this briefing. The intention is to give everyone a better idea how on the DCC portal and what can we do with it, and also how to do the consultancy application as well as the claim. So that's the main purpose of this briefing. So we will try to do it annually so that as we get new staffs or those staffs who can't recall how to do it can attend and get it refreshed. Now, before I go on, just to introduce the team, the DCC team, I have there's a manager, Encik Hamrizal, and assisted by the Puan Afika, the assistant manager, Puan Afika. So both Encik Hamrizal and Puan Afika are located are based in Sungai Long, while I'm based in Kampar. Okay. So you know that as an academic, we also hold academic duties as well. I'm from the Department of Electronic Engineering under FEGT, Kampar. Okay. Next slide is first. Let me quickly explain what is the role of DCC. It's not just your handling your consultancy. Apart from consultancy, staff consultancy, we also deals with intellectual property. Oh, wait, lost the file. Puan Afika, can you share your screen back? Still. We also handles the intellectual property as well as commercialization activities. So what is intellectual property? Intellectual property deals with applications. If you need to apply for IP, we call it IP in short, for copyright, patent, trademark, those that you want to protect. Basically, you work for Utah. Basically, the things will be the protection will be owned by Utah. As a staff working for Utah, we will get the opportunity to have our names as the author of or the inventor of the patent or the copyright that you apply. Nowadays, all these applications will be fully backed by Utah. That means Utah will pay for it if Utah agrees to uh, to support the application. Okay. We see a lot of applications in the area of copyright because copyright is very quick, and time to time we do support patent application as well. So if you have any ideas or what that you want to patent from your research or your projects, you just need to contact Puan Afika. There's a form to fill in. Then we will schedule you for a meeting, a presentation, a short presentation with the committee member. So the meeting is known as IPMC. So in there you present, and if the committee agrees to that your idea or your invention will be patented, and then we will do the processing. So that's the process. Now the other part of the DCC is involves the consultancy application as well as the claim. Okay, next slide. Yeah. So this is what I mentioned just now about if you want to apply for IP, intellectual property. So if you can go to look at the government website, the MYIPO, and they have more information there. What is copyright, what is patent, and you can find out more information there because we will take a document and submit to MYIPO as well. Okay, next slide. Thank you. Now, back to the DCC portal. The website is there's a special website which is outside the general Utah website. It's known as dcc.utah.edu.my lah. So if you have done your consultancy application and claim, you're probably familiar with this website. Okay, suggest to use the Chrome browser. You log in using your user email, your Utah email, and then your Utah password. So from the website, you go to login, then you go to forms, and the forms you select consultancy, and then you can click on new application. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to the portal. Now, before I go on, any questions first? Before we start talking about all these applications. Any questions before not related to consultancy? If you have any questions, you can leave it in the chat. We will try to answer after this presentation. Okay, no question. Okay, let me go on. So on this website, if you go to if you log in, then you will see on the top there, there's a few buttons you can, or pull down menu you can select. Go to form, go to consultancy, and go to new application. This is when you want to submit a consultancy application. Okay, so then you fill up the details. Just fill out all the details, your name as the main one. So let's say you work as a team. You have a consultancy project, and this project involves 5 members, you and another 4 colleagues. You only fill up one person. Fill up will do because you can include the other 4 as your team members. You don't have to get every individual one to fill up. Later, the payment also we can distribute them to every members through one application. So you don't have to fill up multiple application. We don't recommend that. It should be one because it's the same one. All right. Okay. Then number 1, your name, and then second one is the other university staff. University staff. Now only university staff to be filled up here. Now if you work together with the student or some graduate student or your master students, you don't fill up their name here. You don't have to because their name is not in the system. This is only for Utah staff. You don't have to fill up their names for students. If you pay them money later in the claim, you can allocate at the side. Okay, you can do that, but their name don't have to be in the application. Only staff members. Then number 3, the company or the client. So sometimes you get consultancy work like training, give a talk from internal departments, from faculties, from CCCD, from DSSC. So you can also use the consult. You also can fill up here, or mainly a lot of them is from external. So if you support outside training companies, you can fill up their names, the client name. Okay. So you see the information, there's an asterisk there. Information mark with asterisk indicates that the information field must be filled before you can submit the application. If not, the system won't allow you to submit. Then 4, you want to put in all the details of the consultancy work. Okay, project title must be the same as in the appointment letter. So before you can submit this application, you need to have the agreement or appointment letter from the client or from the company that's going to give you the project or give you the training. Or if you are doing it from CCCD will issue you a letter. You have to key in exactly the title from the letter. Like for example, in CCCD, when they give you a letter appointment, there is a code at the end. You also need to key in that code also, that serial number into the project title, so that CCCD will know which project is this. Okay, then the project scope, you can write something there. Then supporting document, this is an important one. You need to upload the document. Document means you're applying, let's say you're applying for a consultancy project from company A. So company A must give you a letter to say that, oh, I would like to appoint so and so, doctor so and so to work on this project for 3 months, and in return he'll be paid 50,000 for the entire project. When the payment will be paid upon completion of the project. So all these This letter will be required. Sometimes they give in letter, sometimes the company, if you deal with company, they ask you to do an agreement. So you just need to upload your agreement. They ask you to sign an agreement. Or internally, it's just an appointment letter, just a letter. Now, if you don't have all these documents, you cannot submit. Because if we check and there's no appointment letter, then we're not going to approve the application. Okay. So it's also good to protect yourself because if company just tell you to do a project and without giving you any proper documents, you later the company say they don't want to pay you once you complete the project, then it's a headache. It's better to get some sort of documents from them. All right. Appointment letter need to have your name, and you have team members. You as the PI need to upload on behalf of the team members, like I mentioned just now. So one person will do. University consultancy, then you select whether it's a university consultancy or it's a personal consultancy. What's the difference? It's written there. University consultancy means you get any consultancy projects from internal Utah. That means from all the various departments, from faculties, from CCCD, from CEE, from DSSC, all this. So you fill up here. Now, let's say you work on sometimes you say, what if I do a charity work? Can I declare as a consultancy? Yes, you can. So if it's charity work, or sometimes you work on a project for faculty or what, and there's no value, then you put zero value there. But the appointment letter you need to have the documents. You cannot just fill up without any documents. Still need documents, even though it's a zero value. If zero value, you can submit. No problem. You just put zero there. Okay. Personal consultancy, for outside Utah, then it becomes personal consultancy. Okay, you get it from other university, you get it from company, you get the project from other country. It's all considered personal consultancy, right? Then value of contract. So put the estimated value to claim. Don't put the amount of the agreement. Let's say you work on a research project. Okay, in the research project, you can claim a professional service, and this project falls under your consultancy. Now, when you put in the value of contract, you should put the value of the professional service, the value you're going to claim, not the entire grant. So if you put let's say you're working on a grant of 1 million, and your part is only 20,000, you should put 20,000 there. If you put 1 million, then if we approve, then we expect that you're going to get paid 1 million. Then we'll start looking for you for the 1 million, 10% of the 1 million. So we will look for 100,000 from you. So better don't put the full amount there. Put the amount you're going to claim. Okay. This is in particular if you're working on a research grant. We have cases where if you work on a research grant, then or some study project with the government, don't put the full amount. Put the amount that you're going to claim, right? Now, if the value of contract is above 100K, it will be approved by president. So if you put a consultancy project is, let's say you do a project of 150,000, president will approve it. It will bypass me. I won't be able to approve. Then president will know oh, you have a 100,000 project with you.
We keep the record.
Okay. So that's why you better put the amount you want to claim. Now here you say the value of contract, there's nothing called estimated. See the word estimated. So sometimes let's say you work on a project with another company from overseas. They pay you in US dollar. How are you going to write the amount? So you write the estimated value. Let's say you think he tells you it's about 2,000 US dollar. So you multiply by maybe 4.7. You put the value there. Maybe later when you want to claim, when they pay, you need to check with finance what is the exact value.
Remember I told you.
So you claim based on the exact value. Later I'll explain the claim part. But for now, for the application, it's just estimated. So same as the agreement, same as the offer letter. If the offer letter in US dollar, you just multiply yourself. Now, what if you work on a project and the company pays you 5,000? Then later, halfway through, the company decided things that this one should be worth more. Then instead he pays you 7,000.
Don't want to wait.
It's okay because you still claim based on document, even though the value is higher, it's fine because we are talking about in this part here we're talking about estimated.
approved, but the
Alright.
resend to
This
HR, right?
page
There's
here is the what you will see lah, and you need to
several
fill
rounds
up
for the
in
approval, right?
your application
Approved
you
by
can
the
see.
dean, is it?
Okay, if there's a service tax, you include the service tax lah.
Because you need to,
Right.
I think got 2 rounds, maybe 2 or 3
Next
rounds.
is number
the
5
approval.
is the cost. Then you need to put down how many man days you want to complete this work. Again, estimate lah. If you think it's 2 days, you put 2 days. If you think it's 3 days, you put 3 days. What's the purpose of this? This one is for us to track lah, how many days you require, and also for your HOD to know that you're going to spend 2 days on this. You're going to apply for work away from office for 2 days. Okay, so he aware. Or if you put, let's say you work on you're giving a training to a company and you put there 30 days,
Don't worry, I'll go.
then the HOD will ask you why 30 days to do a training. So put something that you think is reflect as close as possible to your work. Okay. Then if you have any direct or service costs, please include them in your application. Okay, let's say you have this training, you're going to incur some traveling costs. Please put it at the beginning of your application. Don't put it, and later if you want to claim, you start saying I want to claim for this, I want to claim for that. Not fair lah. Okay, so better you declare everything first, even though it's an estimate lah. Let's say you're not sure, I'm going to do a traveling. Maybe you put an estimate there first lah. You don't have to be specific. Okay, but better declare all the direct or service costs that you're going to incur
do that one now.
related to your project.
Today I can
Direct costs that you're going to buy things,
you
service costs, you're going to pay anyone, you're going to pay any students, you're going to do any traveling, you're going to do any rental, you're going to do any printing that is part of the project, you can declare it now. Now, why? Because you can claim it back now. Unless you don't want to claim it, then you don't have to declare it. But if you want to claim it back, you can. Okay. If you want to use any Utah facilities, you also need to provide DCC with the pro forma invoice. If there's facilities you want to charge, or any Utah laboratory facilities as well. Okay, you need to provide the invoice so that later when you collect the money, we can transfer that amount to the related faculty. Okay, so then click Save Form once you complete it. See, you can see here, if there's no other costs, go back. Afika, go back one slide. Wait, no. So here you fill up, you can see this is how you fill up the rest of the things. Some examples here. Just fill up to the best of your knowledge. Best of your knowledge means anything you know, you fill up. Not sure, you don't have to. Okay. Then you declare whether you want to use any of the Utah facilities. Okay, so someone raised a hand.
Yes, I
Go ahead.
have a question. In the part of honorarium rep, so is that like the money given to us or we provide to our assistants?
No,
There's a
the
part
money
for honor.
Yes. Your name is the money given to you. And then how many mandates? You see the honorarium is no Afika. That's the PI.
Okay, that means this is the amount paid to us, right?
Yes, if you have 2 or 3 members, you have see all the 3 members' name will be there.
Oh, okay.
Then you want to do a division, how many percent, how many percent?
Okay.
Paid to you, money paid to you, correct.
Okay.
Okay, next slide. Okay, once you submit, you will see this application is edit. Okay, once you save the form, and then you need to tick on the declaration at the bottom of the page. Okay, and you have to click, you declare, and then you click submit declaration. So once you do that, if you don't, once you complete just now one save form, you must do this part, submit declaration. If you don't, it will remain in edit, means the form doesn't get routed. Now, once you done this submit declaration, your form will be automatically routed to your HOD. First to your HOD to be approved, and then or sometimes to the dean. approve. Okay, I think it's 2% one. It's 2%. So if you have multiple members, then the related your team members, HOD or Dean also will have to approve. This one they know. So once they approve, the form will be routed to me, myself, to approve. And then next to Prof Faiz as a VP of R&D to approve for all the standard applications. If your amount is above 100,000, then it will be routed directly to VP R&D and then to President. It will bypass me. Okay, 3 to 5 working days. If you're really urgent, then you send me an email. Okay? We'll try to expedite everyone. And go back one slide. Okay, so sometimes there is issue where the HOD can't sign. Minor issues. But so far we run it for 3 years. Things are quite okay. The form knows where to go to. But if you notice that sometimes in very rare cases, we don't know why, that the form doesn't get routed. Please alert us. Please alert us. So we can check and see what's wrong with it. So you you just monitor it, just monitor it time to time. Okay, next. So you will get email notification also from to your HOD to all the person involved that they need to. This one you also get information email to update your staff expertise. So just go and update it. And next is waiting for DCC review application issue approval letter. Now once your application is approved, so HOD Dean approved, then to the HOD of DCC and then VP R&D, means everyone is approved already. Then Puan Afrika will check your application and then will issue you the approval letter via email. You will get the letter via email, and then sometimes you will get you will need to sign an indemnity letter. It's in PDF, electronically signed, and then you upload it back into your portal. Okay. Now this indemnity letter is in PDF. You need to open it using Acrobat Reader. It's better that you update your Chrome or your Acrobat Reader to the PDF reader to the latest one. Otherwise, you may have problems with the security. They will ask you for password. We don't have password. Actually, there's no password. So I just let everyone know, if you notice that your one comes out and asks you for a password, we don't have a password. So something is wrong with the reader. You probably have to update it to the latest one. Or if still can't, you need to contact us. We will assist. Normally what I'll do is I'll just print screen the letter and then I save it back to a PDF and I email back to you all. Okay. So we just need to sign that letter. So it's a way to, this is requirement from legal so that indemnify yourself and the university. Okay. Then you need to upload it back to the system into the application site. You can see it. Remarks. Okay, let's see. Internal consultancy. You will receive auto email from DCC with only one letter, approval letter. So internal consultancy, no need indemnity because it's internal. Now, only in external consultancy, you need to do the indemnification letter to basically to prevent company from suing Utah. Okay, so only external one, you have two letters. One is your own approval letter. You receive it, you keep it. Dr. Teo, you have a question?
Yes, good morning, Dr. Teh.
Morning.
May I ask, is it possible for us to print the approval letter as well as the indemnity letter for the external consultancy?
Yeah. You can print. It's a PDF copy to you. You can print out one.
Because just previously when I tried, it is not. I mean, it protected from the printing.
I think that one is probably your Acrobat Reader has a problem.
Okay.
Something like that.
Right.
Something like that. You try. Most of the time can print out one. I can print out one.
Okay. Right.
Something to do with the. It's nothing to do with our system. I think it's something to do with the browser or the PDF reader.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Next slide. Now, that part is once you get your consultancy application approved, let's say you're going to, this project requires you to work 2 days in the company, or you're going to give a training in another location. So you want to apply for what we call consultancy leave application. Okay, just very simple. You just send an email to Encik Hamrizal. Why you need to send an email to Encik Hamrizal? Because Encik Hamrizal has the access, the HR access to adjust your leave application. I don't have, none of us has, only one person has it. Okay, so you give him your details and he will key into the HR system, and then you can then submit the leave application from the web 2. This is the web 2. Okay, you need to email him. This one we still do it very manual. You just email him and tell him I need leave from this date to this date, and you give him all these details, your staff, your client, so he can key in into the HR, and then you will see the leave application appearing on your web 2, your web 2 leave application site. Same way as how we do for the training one. Leave for training, or the leave when we attend conference. Okay, next. So that part, once you've done that part, that means it's done. You done the application ready lah. Means you are ready now to start your project or go and start your training. Okay, so we request that you try to apply this as soon as possible. The moment you get the approval letter, you better apply. Don't wait till last minute. Now, if you need to, let's say your project gets delayed or needs to be extended, your project date, just feel free to send Puan Afrika or myself an email, and we will help you to adjust the dates. Certain details in the system we can adjust, but there are certain details we won't be able to. The system was designed, so far it's okay. It was designed by and somebody else, and we inherited the system. So there are so much we can do. Sometimes when we tell you we cannot adjust or we need you to reapply, very sorry because we can't do anything about it. Even myself also, I have no privilege to go and adjust certain numbers or certain data in the application. I cannot. So what we do, we just work around either to cancel it and ask you to apply again. Okay. So I'm very sorry if it happens to you. It will happen to a few, so very small number of staff. We don't know why also. Okay. Now next is you've done the project and now you want to claim. You want to claim money now. Claim money from Utah. Okay. Number one, you need to inform the client to pay to Utah account. Now, where is the Utah account? In the email notification, you will notice at the bottom there, they will give you the Utah account. Just tell them to pay to the Utah account. Now, you see the payment type, important notice, all payment of 1,000 and above. Okay, 1,000 and above must go through Utah account. In fact, all must go through Utah account. And if it's 1,000 and above, please pay 100%. Okay, no 10%. Only if it's less than 1,000, you can pay 10%. Okay. Because sometimes less than 1,000, the company may pay directly to you. And in that case, you need to pay 1,000, 10%, sorry. But if the company, if your amount is, let's say, 5,000 and the company pays to your account, means you need to bank into Utah account. Now, in this case, please bank in the full amount, 5,000. Okay? Don't bank in 500. Because this is our policy, and we have to adhere to it. There's no exception. Don't worry. I mean, the turnaround time is around 1 month, 1 month max, we see. So it's quite fast. You bank in, you submit the claim, everything, within a month, it should get back to you. Okay. So how to do the claim? Now you start from, first you need to go to the DCC portal again, log in, go to the form, go to consultancy, go to your approved list. Now if you look at your approved list, at the end, the last column after GST, you can see there's a link to click to claim form. Okay, so you just click on it. Now, once you click on it, you need to take note. There are a few questions there. If you have multiple claims, don't ever click project completed to yes. Just click no. Sometimes the company pays you in bi-monthly. So you want to do a monthly claim. They pay you every month. So don't close the project, because once you click project complete to be yes, you cannot claim anymore. You see, if you click project completed as yes, but you still have another claim, we can't help you. You need to reapply again and submit the balance of the claim. See, that is the hiccup here. Now, why we say we can't help you is because I have no way to reverse it also. I cannot reverse. It's not that we don't want, we cannot. Okay, if can, we already do for you. We cannot. So the only workaround way is you have to submit the new application again and submit the balance of the claim. That is our current workaround. Okay, so very careful with this. If you company is not going to pay you anymore, then you say project is completed. If company is still paying you, don't close it. So what's the difference if I keep the project open? If you keep the project open means DCC expect that you're going to get more money. And then if your project gets delayed, then you get email notification from the system, not me. Email notification are all from system, but they use my email. Okay, it's not from me, it's from system. Will remind you, you still have this project outstanding, when you're going to pay. It's like they'll chase you. The system will chase you, it's not me. So that's the thing you will see. And another thing, income for financial period. This one also you need to write. So the financial year goes by 1st January to 31st December. So if you declare that this claim is for this year, and then you put it this year. If your project start from last year and you receive money this year, then you should put the financial period to be last year. Like that only. Okay. So just to be, so that we know which year is it. So that when we report, because on a monthly basis, we need to report the statistics. Okay. Then in the section B of the claim, here's where you need to add the income. And then by adding the income, you need to upload the document or the receipt from the company. When the company pay to Utah, ask the company to give you a copy of the payment receipt. Okay. And then the amount. For personal consultancy, please upload the bank transaction, original receipt or proof of payment. So normally the company pay, they will give you a copy of the transaction. If it's the university consultancy, means you work for internal department, just put the correct amount. Now, amount from other countries. This one, please liaise with DFN for the exact amount before the client or consultant transfer to the bank. Or sometimes the client will bank in. You can call up DFN to confirm what is the exact amount. We have a case from China, I think. He transferred, the client transferred the money, and then the person have to call DFN to find out what is the exact amount. DFN will tell you, maybe it's 5,000 ringgit, 5,000.34. So you write down so that you claim the exact amount. For FYP projects where students are paid by industry, please submit with a zero amount. Let's say you work on a industrial FYP and you want to claim that, declare that as a consultancy project. You can. But in this case, you're not getting any money, right? So you put a zero amount there. Okay. Full payment to Utah bank account needs to be above 1,000. You need to pay full amount. Okay, you see, the consultant needs to attach, consultant means you need to attach the receipt and amount, tally with the receipt. So amount and receipt need to be tally. You cannot say customer, client bank in 3,000 and then you write 3,010. Not tally, we will check. Not tally, then we will inform you. Or if it's not tally and you will notice that your application won't move. You will stuck there because something is wrong. Please key in the amount that you or your client bank into the Utah account. So everything have to be tally because we will check. Okay. Same thing, if you receive the money in your account, you also need to bank in. You can bank in that yourself also. So now why we request that you ask the client to bank into Utah. Number one is a better way because from the LHDM point of view, so it doesn't show that the money is going into your bank account. It goes straight into Utah and then you claim from Utah. So everything has a proper document. Rather than the client pays you. Small amount is okay, but if you're talking about few tens of thousands or 50,000, 60,000, then you don't want to be seen the client paying you directly. You better bank into the Utah and then your claim straight from Utah. Now, if it's below 1,000, okay, below 1,000, that's an exception that you can only pay 10%. Okay, so you can follow this way, this method. Attach the receipt, then key in that you bank in only 10. See, bank in only 10% of the 600 ringgit. And then in the first one, you put in the amount, the 10%, and then number two, you put in the actual amount. So in this example, you can see the banking amount is 60, and the actual amount is 600, which represents the actual amount of your consulting work, right? Now, expenses. This is where you want to claim all your direct costs or any service costs or any Utah costs that you incur. You can see, if you have already keyed in the amount during the application and got approval, then only you can put the amount in this part. All right. So each time you put this, we will check against your application. Just to make sure you declare upfront. It's better you declare upfront. That's why I said better you declare then you want to claim it at the later part. Because if you don't declare and you want to claim it at later part, we will question. We will ask you for justification of why you need this. Okay, next. Now then section C. In section C, you need to declare your mandates. Okay. So it's the same as the earlier part you declare one. How many days you use that. And then the amount has to be tally with the section B. So let's say in the amount section B, the income is 1,200. You have to write here 1,200. So you have to match one. Sometimes, but if you have multiple members, then this part you need to do the distribution. So you need to distribute. Let's say your project is a 5,000 project. You have 5 person. You need to key in all the 5 person, how much they're going to get. Okay, so basically a claim form for that consultancy project, the PI will just need to fill in for everyone. And finance will know if you fill up the section C with all the team members, finance will know how to distribute the money. Okay, the last part of the form is click the save button. Okay, so before that, please double check section B and C before you click the save button. Again, remember, please check it properly before you click save because we are not able to change much of it. Certain things like the amount still we can rectify, but not many things. Now, once you click the save, then you go to step 2, right at the top. Step 2 to submit the form. A lot of people forget to do this. Once you click the save, then you go to up right to the top of the form, then you can see there's a step 2. Now you need to scroll down and check the declaration by principal consultant. If you have team members, they also need to confirm the mandates that PI has already filled out for them. So the team members will need to confirm that. You will see that the email they will send the email out to the team members to confirm. The team members have to click and then it will be okay. See, if the team members never do that, it's all by email. Then this claim won't go to your HOD. So you notice when they confirm, you can click the submit form. Once you submit the form, a lot of people never click on this submit form. That's why the form gets stuck in the system. It doesn't move. But once you click submit, it will go to your HOD to verify the mandates. Once HOD verified and then Dean Then it will come to myself and the VP R&D to approve. Once we approve, then what happened here is once the system approve your claim, it doesn't happen immediate. We will need to get the receipt from finance. At the back there's some manual process. And once we get the receipt, and we will print out the form, there's a form we generated, and then we pass to finance. And finance will process it. Fika put here 2 to 4 weeks if there is no problem. If you fill up properly, and generally it's no issue lah. There's no issue lah. So earliest is 2 weeks lah. Okay. But 1 month maximum 1 month to get your payment lah. Okay, so you check so you check regularly lah. On the system, you can see the tracking the status is who is where is the stage of your form. So if you notice the form doesn't move from the beginning, the first stage means something is wrong in your submission side. So you better go and check. Okay. Section D, online form. So once you see that, the amount will be calculated. The Utah portion one, the system will automatically calculate the Utah portion. So don't go and argue about the amount. System calculate one. So the first 20,000 is 10%. Okay. Then this is by accumulation. Total. That means not per project. Is accumulate. Okay. Then so if you exceed 20,000, means 20,001 onwards to 40,000 becomes 15%. Utah will take 15% from the 20,001 onwards. Then if you exceed 40,000, Utah will take 20%. Above 40,000, not from beginning, above the 40,000 mark, then Utah will take 20%. Just like exactly like how LHDN calculate the tax from your salary, same way. Okay. Without expense amount. Okay, so this is the example. This is the example showing you the form. The section D will generate this form. This is what we send to finance. Finance won't accept manual generated one. So that's why if we manually write it down and get it approved, finance won't accept it. You need to see the system generated one. So this is where you don't incur any, you don't claim for any direct cost or service cost. Okay, you can see the amount, and then you can see the apportionment there, the first 20,000, and how much Utah take, how much will be returned to you. Okay. This example is if you claim for expenses. So you can see here, so this one is actually you can see actually it's not expense amount. I think this one is where your amount is more than beyond 20,000. Okay, you can see for the year, you see for the year 2021, you already done 15,000. Then the new one is 4,000. So you already exceed the total is 20,007. So when they apportion the amount, you can see 4,312 is within the 20,000 group, and then the 7 ringgit 60 cent is on the second band, the 15% band. So the system will automatically know how to apportion it. Okay, so it goes by financial year one. Next, previous slide. What is the previous slide? Let me see. This is the same one also. It's the same. Okay, next. Okay, so once you've done the claim, means there's nothing else, means your project already completed. All right. Now, there is another part when it comes to KPI. Right, all these consultancy will be recognized as KPI, right, for the performance evaluation. Now, in the KPI, from the HR side, there's no way we can key in the consultancy one. You don't have to key in. It's supposed to be automatic from this DCC database to the HR side. Okay, to the HR side. All right. So so this is known as the SDS lah. So where is it? If you go to your forms, go consultancy, go to SDS. If you click on it, you can see one. Okay. Now here you can see if you want the data to appear immediately in your SDS page. Remember what is SDS? SDS stands for Staff Development System. If you go to Web 2, it's there. Okay, so you can if you want the data to immediately appear, you can through self-update. Now, when this data will be available upon you completing the claim, okay, and project close. Claim, I think complete the claim. You will see this data. Okay. Then you can self-update. You can click on the link update lah. It will send the data to your SDS. If you don't want to do it, you wait for DCC. You do it. DCC only will do it one time, somewhere around May 15 of the assessment year. So every year around May, we will start going and click it. Everybody on Prawn Africa will go, every single one, and click it. So if you don't want Prawn Africa to do that, you can do it anytime if you want. Okay. Only projects with declared incomes in the assessment period will be considered. Okay, declared incomes. Declared incomes means I think you submitted the claim. That's what we mean here. Yeah, correct. I remember now. Once you submit the claim, okay. Now, what if you are working on a consultancy project, you haven't complete it, you haven't get the claim, but you want it to be recognized because you're working on it. You can by submitting a zero claim, zero amount claim. Then it will be recognized in the SDS. But if you recognize it this year, you cannot expect that the next year it will be recognized again. It won't. You only recognize once for one application only. Okay. If you want for the following year, you better submit a new application. Okay. You cannot keep on submitting the same application because you say the project goes on for 3 years. The system won't work that way. The system will only recognize it once. Once it's not there, then what can you do? If you say that if there's issue, normally there are some issues that the SDS doesn't reflect the consultancy, then we suggest that you print it out and inform your HOD. There's nothing much we can do. Because the HOD is the one is going to evaluate your performance, and you may want to email and let him know that these are the consultancy that was not captured. Okay. So last point, please make sure to complete the claim before the time period of the assessment. Otherwise, it won't be recognized also. Again, remember, if you want it to be recognized, you just submit a zero amount claim. But don't close the project. Don't close the project. Submit a zero amount. Means you want it to be recognized and you're still waiting for money. Okay. So the next assessment period, you should do it before the June the 30th. We will try to you see, we only update on May 15, right? So maybe after that, you can manually click yourself to have it sent to the SDS. Okay, clear here. This part, everyone have to remember to do it somewhere in the May of every year before the performance evaluation. Okay, so this is the last slide. So anyone got any questions, you can ask. Or you can put it in the chat now.
Yeah,
Hi.
I want to say I have a consultancy fee for 1,000 in Malaysia. Then in there got direct cost charge for 100 ringgit for example chargements. So after the 100 ringgit Malaysia, I need to pay myself first. Then at the end, let's say I have to claim the consultancy fee. So I can claim 1,000 ringgit through the system, I key in the direct cost 100 ringgit. At the end, I can get back the 1,000 ringgit. Then is it true?
Yes, you pay to, let's say you pay to student, pay to what, you have to pay first. Because
Yes.
HR only will pay to the staff only. HR won't
Yeah.
pay, finance won't pay to anyone outside the consultancy system. Only to the staff mentioned there only. Normally to the PI.
Yeah, so I can pay the direct cost first, then and I also get back the
Yes.
1,000 ringgit.
Yes, yes.
So the direct cost just
you need to
you
issue
to
receipt.
the-
You need to get receipt.
Other to the system, issue receipt.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Now, one more thing. This is regarding consultancy application. So Utah is quite flexible. Actually, we are not so particular what kind of consultancy project you take on. We are not that particular. However, there's one area which we will be very particular. The type of project you do. You're not allowed to do part-time teaching. Okay? You're not allowed to do part-time teaching in other colleges or other universities. Cannot. That one is a big no-no. So if we see that you get you submit a consultancy project to be a part-time lecturer in this college or whatever, we will reject or we will question. I won't approve it. Reason because president will monitor everybody's application. If he sees it, he will ask why we approve this application. So no part-time teaching. We cannot do that because it's against the HR policy. If you still want to do it, please get the HR clearance. Normally we will query we will ask you for more information. However, if you go and give talks or give seminars, conference in other universities, that one is okay. That one is acceptable. Now, another one is if you are doing a mentoring for a PhD student, and you are getting paid for doing that. That also we will ask for questions why you are doing that. If it's involving our own students, then it's even a big no-no. But if it's other university, we will ask for proper documentation from the university. If the university will issue it to you, then it's okay. So that part maybe have to be, please check first before you submit. Or you can check with us, we can advise you. So no part-time teaching to submit for consultancy application. We don't allow. Okay. Other than that, any projects you can go and do, no problem. As long as it's legal and there's no conflict of interest, it's no issue. So we encourage the staff to do it because Utah give leeway so you can actually go and earn extra income from all this. There are staff who've been doing on a monthly basis 5 to 10,000 on a monthly basis. We do see that there are staff doing that. It's okay. It's allowed by Utah. Okay, and Utah only asks for 10% in return of that, so it's a good deal. So we encourage staff to do it. Sometimes maybe you start with maybe the initial project with the company, the amount is very small, but over the years you gain the experience, you can see you can start charging more and more. So don't be disheartened if the initial amount is very low. I think over time you will get better because company tends to pay you more if you have experience. It's always that way. So we encourage everyone to do the consultancy as part of the KPI and then use the system to submit all the documents. So it will be recognized in your KPI. So anyone else have any questions? So if any questions, you can ask myself or ask Puan Afika. You should ask Puan Afika first. She's the most expert one, especially on claim. Better ask her first. Don't ask me. If you ask me, I have to ask her also. Okay. If things that she cannot handle, she may refer to me. So we will try and sort it out. Okay. Otherwise, we will. It's okay. We'll try to assist. We'll try to assist. So if you get the other thing is if you get email notification